if you are an attention seeker, or if your energy or your glow is fueled by external validation, when that validation is no longer there, you find yourself dropping into yourself. You see, that is the kind of ladies that chase, they compete, they lack emotional regulation, they always want to be relevant, they are performing every day, and when they are not being seen, they drop into themselves. Or when they are not being applauded, their glow disappears. That is a very bad energy. They may be magnetic, they may be warm, but they don't know how to retain stability, to retain grounding, to retain strength. They're always chasing limelight, chasing the next. They never rest. How do you guys even survive? How do such ladies survive? How do they survive? Because, man, their life is performative. They are always on the next. They never rest mentally, internally. Anxiety, nervousness. There's 1,000,001 things running in their head. But you need peace, and you deserve peace. And the first step for creating this peace is getting it yourself. Is getting it within yourself, knowing that you are valuable, that you are worthy, even while you're still yourself. You were born worthy. You don't need to always perform. You don't need to be the best. And they're always stressed. This is draining because you don't even have the focus. You won't have the focus to even really, you want to come first. But if it is all about competition, the only person you should be in competition with is yourself. And you see that when the attention are not coming to them, or when there's someone that is supposedly bigger than them, their energies will drop. So that's not how it is supposed to be. Okay, so ladies, let's look inwards. Now there's something else I want to speak about. I think I am beginning to learn in life that actions matter more than imaginations, or would I say thoughts, in the sense that I'm beginning to learn by action that trauma is just a mental construct. It's in your mind. Trauma is in your mind. You can overcome trauma with actions. I'm beginning to learn that sometimes how trauma bounds or chains or holds you back is, let me articulate it very well. Sometimes how trauma is able to push you down or suppress you or have its effect on you is when you are not, is when that trauma, how trauma does this is by leading you through your thoughts to perform actions that self-sabotage you. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It is not because trauma is fighting you. Trauma gets you to do things to do things against yourself. Trauma gets you down and actually affects you by getting you to avoid actions that should better your life, or getting you to take decisions that will sabotage you. So I started discovering that there is nothing really as trauma. It is just a mental construct. It is an idea, fickle. Could it be powerful? Yes, because it's in the mind. But can you break it? Yes, you can break trauma by action. You can break trauma by consistent action. For instance, a person can feel low self-esteem, but it will not last so long when she backs it, when she comes out of actions that self-sabotage, when she comes out of actions that you see. Do you know why depressed people or low self-esteem people are always looking haggard? Have you not seen them? Now you see that they are even taking actions that self-sabotage them. And a high self-esteem person always believes, so you see, low self-esteem people always isolate themselves. Now it is about the actions that they do. Yes, quite alright, it's because they don't believe that they are worthy enough. But now actions sometimes are stronger than this thing, especially in relationship, that your actions matter more than your mind or your thought. So we have ladies that are coming up to tell men, I am psychologically this, and we don't often see men doing this. I am this. They have names for all the mental disorders on it, right? They have names for all the mental disorders on it. Meanwhile, they could just keep trying their best in relationship. They don't have to mention things or say that they are things, because everybody has their own thing. You don't know what the guy has, but guys are still pushing through. They have dropped not all the fucking traumas behind, and they are like, you know what, life has to be survived, and they've left it. They've even forgotten that they have any trauma. Action is not what they are geared towards, and women are still screaming trauma. The mental construct as what is holding them back. Just do the action. When you get into a relationship, rather than having this thing that this one abandoned me, this 15 abandoned me, focus on yourself. Do what you should naturally do. Make yourself look good. Close your mouth. Keep building yourself. Keep giving to yourself. Fuck all those insecurities. You might have it, you don't have to mention them. Keep working. And later you will see that actions can shatter imaginations. Because when the result of consistent action begins to show, it will shatter any fucking insecurity. Actions. The consistency of action is like raindrops that can carve a way through a rock. It can shatter any insecurity. So rather than naming your insecurities and trying to find explanations for wrong actions, just keep at the right actions. Keep at the symptoms of the other life that you want. I used to tell myself, when I feel the worst is when I should look the best. And soon enough, people begin to perceive you based on the way that they see you. They don't care what's going on in your mind. And soon enough, you are placed in that pedestal that is so high, even though you might be feeling low inside. And then you see that nobody really cares what's happening internally, because they don't even see it. If you think people see you when you fizzle out, when you disappear, when you get withdrawn, they may see it, but people are too busy with their own lives to worry too much about this. It's what someone told you 50 years ago, 20 years ago, that they don't even remember that they told you. They don't even remember that they did to you. And you allowed that to construct the narrative of your life. You allowed that to be the definition of who you are. People make mistakes. That they did it didn't mean it was. Some people test borders, and when they see that, oh, there's a vulnerable species, they easily strengthen themselves, their insecurities. And you allow the words or the actions of a sick person dictate your future, tell you who you are, what you can do or what you cannot. I know that some things have, happened over the years to consolidate it, and your brain has been picking. It is because your brain sees through the lens of that. So any small thing, it will say, okay, I said it, I was going to be disrespected. It sees it as disrespect. So your brain picks facts to support it. Your brain, out of fear, propels you to do things that get this thing. But it has been a lie all the while. Stop letting the things that happened to you, that could happen to that version of you, control the new version that you have developed over years to become. I tell myself, anytime I find myself worrying, I say worrying never solved anything. And so one thing I learned to do, and I started doing, is that whenever I'm anxious, I start taking productive steps towards the cause of the anxiety. Let me give you an instance. It started from even, let me say, when I'm in school or something, and I'm feeling anxious, my exam is coming, I've never read since yesterday, and tomorrow is already the exam, and I have 150 book. You might fail. You will likely fail if you don't start reading. The simple thing, in all that noise, even in the anxiety, start reading. You are feeling anxious, right? Already start reading. Read. Open your book. Take it in. Be going. Page by page. Page by page. The time you are using to be anxious, use it to be solving the problem. The problem, right? The problem is that you are not ready for the exam, right? If you start now, you may not still be ready in the next hour, in the next 5 hours when the exam, or you would have covered something. If you are afraid, my money is finishing, what will I do? Get up. Get to business. Go out at least. Every day is an addition. Most of the battles that we fight are mental. That is one thing I have learned. Imaginary constructs. Most of our traumas are imaginary constructs. That if we can get a deep understanding of this, we will see that with consistent action, insecurity go wrong. But that's the end of my story. I thought to come and help someone with this information, and I hope it helps. When you are anxious, stop thinking and start acting. So you've not read, start reading. Anxiety is a trigger, is a sign for me that there's something that I've not done, that I'm not as prepared. Anxiety is a sign for me. Something is coming up. Once I feel anxious, I'm beginning to feel it's a sign for me. I'll be like, okay, there's something missing, there's something wrong, there's something I'm not fixing. There's something, okay. I'm supposed to, now I get into the routine I'm supposed to start, and I start doing it. And I hope that this helps someone.